Hello everyone, can you hear me? Is everyone okay? I've just popped in a little chat in the comments there, so if you want to write back, that's absolutely fine. I love to read all your comments, and I've got a little screen in front of me now so I can read your comments as I craft and try not to miss any. I did this last week and it worked out really well, so let me know if you can hear me all okay. Hi Yvonne, and hi Jackie, and Chris, and Denise, hello everyone, and Patricia Martin, and yep, she's looking forward to the demo. Me too. I have a little example of what we're going to be making. It's slightly different version of what I'm going to show you, but it's going to be very similar. I originally made this one probably about 4 years ago, and I've been meaning to make one, so I'm just trying to get the chat up for this one. I'm on my phone at the moment trying to get this to work. I would like to read the comments as I craft. Let's try again. I'm just going back into my phone. I can see the comments now. Hi Linda. Hi Expressions Craft Studio from North Carolina, and it's Monya. I think it's Monya. Did I say that right? Hi Monya. That sounds really nice actually. Monya, it just kind of rolls. Okay. Just going to pop my phone back now, so I think I've got that working. I would love a larger screen in front of me, but all my screens are that way, so I'm not about to go and get my eyes tested at the moment. I've had these glasses since, when did I last have my eyes done? I think it was December, so I've had these glasses since early January, so I'm not going to be doing another test for a while. Not that I'm in a hurry anyway. I think I'd rather live with bad eyesight for a little while. Okay. So I've got all the bits out ready for today's project. The paper that we're going to be using is A Countryside Story. I love this. This is like my favourite kind of colour combination to work with, and it's an 8x8 pad. It's not new actually. It's been at Craft Stash for quite some time. I've had this in my stash for quite some time as well, and I've been waiting for the right sort of project for it to use it with, so I'm going to be using that today, and it is still available. I think it's only $6.99. And oh, I need to show you something. There is 10% off today because it is the longest day today, and they do have a special offer. So let me just quickly pop up this. Okay, so that's 10% off, and if you use long 10 in the checkout box, then you'll get 10% off, and that ends tonight at $23.59. so it's just for today, and that will be BST. So I'm just looking at myself on my screen here so I can kind of see real time. I have the real time to my right here, and then I have like 30-second delay over there on my phone, so it's kind of cool, kind of interesting. Okay, so let me just quickly show you now what project we're going to be making today. Okay, so this one here, we're going to be making this. It's a pocket album. It's kind of like a traveler's notebook style in a hardback. Now, I made this probably about 4 years ago, and I've used Stampin' Up paper because I used to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and this is my all-time favourite Stampin' Up paper. And as you can see, it kind of has the same sort of theme there with the colours and the roses. Very me, very me. Okay, so let's have a quick look inside. So it's got the elastics here, so I may just end up doing an insert. I'm not too sure if I'm going to add that one too, but I'm going to be using 2 of these books. So do you remember, probably from like the 80s and 90s perhaps, if you remember that far back, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, these 4x6 photo albums. I'm sure you guys all remember some of these. They were not very expensive to buy, and you could put all your photos in there. And what I've got in here are journaling cards, like sort of like project lifestyle cards. Journaling cards, so you can just cut your papers off. So I'm going to be using 6x4 patterned pieces of paper, and using the 8x8 I've got 6x4 on there. So the chat disappeared. Okay, I'm going to have to turn my phone around, and hopefully my chat won't disappear from me this time. Okay, so hi Diana, hi Sharon. Okay, so you're all listening and you're not talking. I don't mind. I like a lot of chatter, and I don't mind when it's quiet as well. So sometimes the chatter goes down when you're all really concentrating. So I don't mind. Okay, so we're going to be making this today. So today we're going to be having one that takes 2 of these. So we'll be doing the holes as well. So I better grab my crocodile. I'm actually using it at the moment to hang this sign on, because I am in a craft corner, because I'm in the corner of my bedroom. That is literally my craft space, 2 sides of my bedroom, and that's all I get. Okay, so you're going to need a crocodile for this as well, because we're going to be cutting through the hardboard. Okay, so these are the books. They can be quite hard to find. I found these at Asda, and it was £1 for a pack of 2, and it's from the George Home range. So it'll be where the picture frames are and the little photo albums there. So if you do find these, grab a couple. They used to do black ones like this, and some of them also have an insert here, so you can take that out. If you want to take one out where it's fully enclosed, like in this one here, it's fully enclosed here, just trim off the top and it will slide out. So I'm going to be using 2 of these today. I don't have any links because I don't think they sell these online, but in the actual store hopefully you'll be able to find them. I guess in dollar stores or pound shops they might have them in there too. So if you do manage to find any after this show, just come back and put it in the comments so that we can all kind of, you know, go and get them, because I know these can be quite hard to come by. But these are the albums I was talking about. I'm sure you can remember these. I remember having them when I was little, because they were not expensive to have, and I always had a camera, 35mm camera fanatic. Okay, we're going to get back to these, so I'm going to pop those aside. Let's clear the decks and then we can get straight into it. Hi Kim, I hope you've got your order sorted out now. On a lot of these cases it's not my kind of place to comment on Craft Stash's customer service side, so but I did escalate your query last week, so I'm really hoping that they have got back to you on that and that it's all sorted. Hi Judith, can't think of a better way to spend Saturday night. Yes, let's get crafting. Even if you're not crafting along with me, I am actually looking at paper bags for a craft along, so I'm trying to decide which ones. Okay, so let's start off with grey board. So I have grey board here. I have some linked down below, but if you type in A4 grey board or mount board's a bit harder to cut. Grey board is a lot easier. It's kind of like chipboard, but not the UK chip. UK chipboard is actually wood, but I think here in America it's a little bit different. Chipboard would be this grey board style. It's very, very strange how the languages translate. Okay. Kim says yes, all is well, thank you very much. Yes, I'm so glad that that is sorted out, so fingers crossed for the next delivery. Okay, so I have all of my grey board already chopped out already, so let's give you some sizes. So these measure 5 by 6 3/4, so they're going to be just about big enough to get a little border all the way around, and the spine is going to be 1.5 by 6 3/4. Right, so what I've already done is I've already put some tape on the backs. I dropped that on the floor, look, it's picked up everything off the carpet. Fuzzy wuzzy double-sided tape. So this is wide tape. I just got this from Amazon. Just type in wide tape, wide double-sided tape, and this is 2 inches. It's just the right size, I'd say. Okay, so I've covered everything else out and I've added in some extra tape along the bottom there. Okay, so what I need to do now, so I just need to take off, I need to concentrate now. Helen's thinking. I'm just going to peel this back just like that on both of these. There we go, so I have this. So I'm going to be using some Tyvek. Now I've used this a few times before on my videos, possibly even in some of my lives. So this is the kind of indestructible envelope type thing, and I think it's used in construction as well, because I think it's waterproof and it's pretty much tear proof, which makes it perfect for adding strength around your albums round about here where it opens and closes and opens and closes. It can get quite weak, and we're going to be using thin paper today. This is just a brown paper roll there. I haven't linked any brown paper rolls down below because I did look on Amazon and some of them didn't have these lovely lines that you get with this parcel brown paper. So there is that. Okay, so I just want to say a shout out actually to Lynn Clifton. I don't think she's joining us today. She had a pretty awful day with her neighbours at home, so I think she's gone to bed. But she said she would be watching on catch up. So hi Lynn, I hope you have a nice evening and it all turned out okay. Okay, so now back to the Tyvek. This is indestructible pretty much. This is my test piece. I think this is the piece I bring out every single time I show you. Can't tear it. Grab the scissors, but you can cut it, which is pretty cool. So you can cut it. I haven't tested it in a die cutting machine just yet, so I don't know, maybe I'll try and use a die on it. I don't want to ruin anything though. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to 6 3/4, so I need to grab my big trimmer out now. See, I didn't want to prep everything in advance, not everything in advance, because then you know you don't really get to see me crafting properly. Okay, so I think I'm all in screen there, so I'm going to trim this down to 6 3/4. So this is actually the paper trimmer that I use to cut my chipboard. I don't know how readily available it is anymore, but it's really good for cutting your chipboard or your grey board. It just cuts it like that. It's a self-sharpening blade. It's by Fiskars. It's called the Fiskars Bypass Trimmer. And let's grab a piece of paper. And I've just cut that thick material. I love demonstrating this. I'm digressing, I know. But I've just cut this thick material and now I'm going straight on to normal paper, and it cuts it perfectly still afterwards, so it doesn't blunt the blade. I absolutely love it. I did have to have this one shipped over from the USA, from Amazon.com. If I remember, I'll try my best to find something that could still be available. I did look at last month, there wasn't anything there. So I'm going to go over now to my smaller trimmer, because that's the way I roll, and I certainly do roll because it's locked down and I've been eating chocolate. So when we go back on the school run, you'll have to roll me to school. Okay, so I'm going to add some double-sided tape now to my spine piece, which I've lost. Where is my spine piece? I've moved everything over to the side. Am I going to have to cut myself a new spine piece? Does anyone else do this? They pop something down and then it disappears. I have made a bit of a mess beside me, so I think I'm going to have to cut myself a new one. Okay, I do have a spare piece here. Maybe it's on the floor. Oh yeah, it's on the floor. I was standing on it. Okay. Yes, so I'm just reading some of the comments now. So yeah, Catherine's watching with her earphones in because the boxing's on the telly. Can they do social distancing? Is it live boxing? I have no idea how they're getting all these sports things done and avoiding this, getting the social distancing done. And Louis is asking, what chocolate have you had? Well, I've had, let's see, I've got mini eggs here. I had the whole packet. I've saved 3 for later. I've had a few more of those Ferrero Rochers. We can always have a look in my bin. Now, if I pull something out, the whole lot will come out. Oh, here we go. I've got a bag of goodies here. What have I been having? I've been having snowballs. I've only got one of those left. And yeah, I bought this. I've been going on this bag since March. So I just put all my rubbish in there. So that's kind of like my snack bag. But I've also been eating a lot of salads and salmon and coleslaw. So I'm evening it out a little bit. So yeah, that is my secret stash of chocolates. Oh, and I've been eating Ben and Jerry's too. So it's alright. I've only put on 1/4 of a stone. I measured myself, or weighed myself. Just 1/4 of a stone. It's not too bad, is it? Okay, so gonna grab myself a block here. It has to be one with a proper right angled edge, not a rounded edge. I'm just going to add tape all along here. Oh no, I've made you all want a bit of chocolate now. So just a little bit each day kind of keeps you going. Just going to press that down. And I like to use just a pokey tool here. It's a lot easier. So what I did do is I pressed everything down with my block just like that, and that is really pushing the tape right into the fibres of the board, because these are quite fibrous, and if you don't get this pushed in, it's really hard to get the tape off. Don't think I'll push that on in. Let's give that another go. Probably rubbed too hard now. There we go. Do I have a favourite ice cream flavour? I like the chocolate fudge brownie. I really like that one. So, oh, that's cool. Lou has joined Slimming World. Clothes were getting too tight. Do you know what, Lou? That happened to me. I went out and bought new clothes. So now I have clothes in 2 sizes, so I have the choice there of what's going to happen next. So I am going to do some exercises to make up for I used to spend an hour walking, taking the kids to school and back every day. That was kind of my exercise, but well, you know what happened there, no school. So okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be popping this on there, and I'm going to be leaving a gap round about for this. This is quite thin paper. If I was using a thicker card, I would come out a lot further like that, but because this is thin paper, I'm going to move it in. But I am going to be covering the center, the inside, with some card. There we go. Do the same on the other side. There we go. And if I am going too fast, you know, this will be on the replay, so I'm just taking off the rest here now of those papers. I'm going to try not to stick myself onto them. I think on one of the lives I did manage to stick it to myself completely on numerous occasions. I can't remember which video that was though. Come on, off you come. There we go. Last one, and then I'm just going to add some more tape. Lots of tape. The thing is with mini albums, the more tape the better. And again, I've got my block ready, so I have sticky there. I'm just going to cover the back of this Tyvek, and again, I'm not going to get my scissors out. I'm just going to do that super quick and easy. So before I add the next layer, I'm just going to press that down and take this off, because some of this is going to overlap. So I do want to continue with my mini album series for my die sets, but the binding is still out of stock, so we're hoping that's going to be back very soon. And then I shall continue. There we go. Okay, so the whole back of this is now sticky. Moving that aside, let's move over now to the brown paper. So I'm just going to use that just to weigh it down. I've got this. I've been using this as a not a prototype, but I use things like this for magazine commissions. And I also use it as prop. Yeah, prop. A prop is a good word. That's what I use it for. I don't actually drink this stuff. I think it's quite yucky. I do drink alcohol, but not very often. And it's definitely not this stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to plop this down in the center and then do the sides. There we go. So I can take these off now. Then I'm not going to be too neat and tidy about this, because it's all going to be hidden. There we go. So I'm going back to my tape now. So I'm sure you've seen me do this a million times, but if this is your first time, this is how I do the hardback on all of my albums. And again, use the block there. I'm not going entirely to the end because I'm cutting that off, and I'm going to be cutting off at an angle, so then I get edge to edge on the tape as well. That's going to give me really good sticky, I can't think of the word, but it's going to give me great edge to edge adhesion with all of the edges glued down. I'm hoping that makes sense. So I am doing this quite quickly, but take your time with this. Okay, so if you're wondering what that is, that's just double-sided tape runner, because I think I probably mounted just a plain rubber stamp onto that. I need to clean that off. My name's Helen and I will do that tomorrow. And then I say it again. Okay, that's all pressed down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off these corners, but I'm going to leave a little bit of an extra poking off the corner. So I'm hoping just here you'll be able to see that. So when I wrap it, it fully covers the edge or the corner there, so I don't have any of the hard board, grey board, chipboard, whatever board you call it, so that's not exposed. Okay, so this would be done a lot neater if I was just using ordinary cardstock for this, because it's paper, it's easy to handle, and it's all going to be hidden because I'm going to cover this section as well. So I'm just going to pull this over. I should have folded this before, so I'm just going to do this, get all that down, and then I'm going to just quickly fold these because I should have done that. So yeah, have fun, Debbie. She's just going off to look after her grandkids. So have fun, and I hope that you do get round to making this. Okay, so now I'm doing the opposite sides. When you do this, always do the opposite sides. There we go. So this is the next part. So I'm looking for my bone folder. Here it is. It was away. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just squashing in these edges. So they're tucked right in for when I fold over this corner, this end here. And now I've got two really nice corners. And I've got the Tyvek in the middle, and that's going to give it the strength. So let's get these all squashed in. You can kind of push them in and round them inwards as well if you want to. There we go. Okay, so now we're at this point, and it does want to fold in on its own because it's super thin paper, but remember, as I said before, the Tyvek's there, that's giving it so much extra strength. So now what we can do is we can cover the middle. So let's grab the ruler, and we need to cut this down to, shall we do 11 5/8, 6 1/2. So I haven't chosen my paper yet, so this is the paper pack that we're using, so I need to choose something that's going to go nicely with that. I'm just standing up and looking at my papers. I'm thinking blue would look really nice. It all flutters down. Okay, so this is, let me see if I can get you a name. This is Baby Blue. It's the Foundations card from Creative Expressions, and they have this at Craft Stash as well. I don't know if Baby Blue is in stock, but this one is a really good match for this paper pack that we're using. So I think I said 11 5/8 by 6 1/2. Let's give it a go. 11 5/8, that's just the 1/8 of the 5 1/2. I probably didn't really need to trim that off, I could have just got away with that. And what was it, 6 1/2. There we go. So yeah, Denise said cool papers, so yeah, they are available at Craft Stash. I think they're only $6.99, so a really good price. Okay, so let's pop that on. That fits perfectly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on using my tape, tape does seem to take a while, but what I'm going to do is I need to reinforce these sections here, because when we lift them up and down like this, these are the parts that I kind of want to pull away, so we're just going to have to reinforce those either side of each gap and also in the middle, because it just wants to lift away sometimes. So it's all these little tricks here that I'm showing you that are going to help your album cover stay together really nicely and kind of look nice as it ages and as it gets used. Just going to pop one in the middle for luck. And then on this one, I'm just going to go around all of the edges, and if you really want to kind of, you know, go the whole way, you can even add more tape in the center as well, but I'm just going to add some glue just to the middle. Okay, so someone's asked me what size is this. I think he means spine. Grandella, I think you mean spine. It's 1.5 inches wide. Okay. Just pressing everything down again. There we go. So I'm going to lift all of these backing tapes off. If I was pre-recording this, I would skip this part. Maybe even speed it up, do something fancy, add some music. So has everyone had a nice week? Is everyone still in lockdown? We're still in lockdown where we are, but we have a bit more freedom. We can go shopping now. The non-essential shops have opened. Okay, so I'm going to add some Cosmic Shimmer now. Just need to move my phone out of the way. It was leaning against my glue. So I'm going to add some Cosmic Shimmer now to the center here. So I have half of this left. I will have to see if Amazon have some of this, because Craft Stash have sold out again. I knew I should have stocked up when they had it. Okay, so let's pop this on. I find with making the mini albums, the cover is pretty much the most time consuming part of making things. So yeah, Kathy's saying she's not rushing to the non-essential shops now, because we can order stuff online. Okay, so that is now glued down. It's quite flat now, it's getting quite sturdy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my hand just in the center there, just carefully lift that up, and that's going to show you the line crease. And I'm going to take my bone folder and just do this gently as I lift this up, just like that. And as you can see, it naturally wants to open up and gape either side, so that's why we have the tape there. So don't press so hard that you risk pushing through and causing a tear. So yeah, Brenda's saying she's missed the beginning, but yes, you can watch on replay. That will be available straight after I finished here. Yes, so definitely, you can definitely watch this on replay. It doesn't disappear after I finish being live. Okay, so that is our cover done. That's a really nice little folder. Okay. The next thing you're going to be needing is some elastic, which I know elastic can be pretty hard to find because everyone's been making their own masks. But I did look on Amazon on the UK one, and I did find some. This is one I've had this for years because I've been using it for my traveller's notebooks and things, but this is 1mm thick black elastic, not the flat. This is kind of like the round one, but I have got something linked down below. Just take a look at that. That'll give you the idea of what I'm talking about. And this is my crocodile, which I did actually forget to link down, but I don't know where you can find them. I'm guessing Amazon would be a good bet for that as well. So we have 2 holes here, one for the larger one and one for a smaller one. I think it tells you, yes, 1/8 of an inch of a hole, and this is 3/16 of a hole, so that is 1 notch over the 1/8. Okay, so let's get our holes in. So on my first album that I showed you, I've put in some eyelets. I need to find some more eyelets, but this is an eyelet setter as well. This section here sets the eyelets, and I think that it does say, I think they have numbers on them, but there is a few websites online that you can look at to work out which combination of eyelet setting bits that you need to use. Okay, so I have 3, but because this is thick chipboard, it doesn't really need the eyelets. It's just there for decoration. Okay, so I've got my ruler and my pencil, and I'm just going to kind of mark where I want my holes. I don't want them too far down because we have the length of the album to think about. Here they are, just put it to the side. So we want them quite far up. So I'm just going to put this 4 in the middle, and then I'm going to do a circle here and put one round about there. That's quite evenly spaced, I would say. So we're going to have 2 just like that next to each other. So let's do the same on the other side. Sometimes it's really good to kind of just put your marks down first before you actually start chomping away. I love all the We Are Memory Keepers tools. I love the names as well. So we've got the crocodile, we've got the corner chomper, crocodile corner chomper. That will actually work on chipboard. I love this one. You pop it in like that and it cuts the round corner, and it's really strong as well. And what does the other side do? I think it does a smaller one. And you can get a few of these different ones. So I've had this since I'm trying to put that in so it doesn't fall off on me, because it has fallen off on me before. I've had this since 2005, 2006, I would say. Definitely a good purchase. I don't regret buying this at all. I've used it loads of times. Okay, so I'm going to go for the smaller hole now. I'm standing up, let's sit down. So lovely, Gwendella's having a happy day. She's watched Jeanette. I watched Jeanette earlier as well. I'm hoping she's feeling better. Okay, another thing to do is keep your hands clear, because I have on occasion popped my fingers in there and I've kind of closed it. It does hurt, I won't lie. This thing hurts if you get your fingers trapped. So Lou's saying out of stock on Craft Stash. Yep, but Amazon have the crocodile, that is. So is it the purple one? Because I know they've changed the colours over the years. So this one was from 2005, 2006 when it was purple, and I think they've moved over to their light blue. You do have to kind of tap out the bits. Let's see if I can get that out. Come on, out you come. There we go. You see that? Quickly moved my hand out the way. It was there. I could feel it. Okay, so I now have 2 holes. I think I might have done them a little bit wonky. Never mind. Never mind. We always have something wonky. Right, so I haven't done this in a very long time. So I will either make mistakes and start again, but we'll see. So I'm going to pop this through the first hole at the bottom. I'm going to go down through the top hole, put it through, and then I'm going to go around the back in through the next hole. So it's quite intuitive how this goes together. That's how I can actually remember how it goes. So that goes down the bottom one, so I now have these 2 lines here, and then turn it over and I'm going to go in. So this is where I work out that I shouldn't have done it this way. Okay, so I now have an extra one on the outside, so maybe, see, I told you. Okay, let's start again. So we go in, and then I may have to watch one of my previous tutorials on how to do this. That's quite shocking, isn't it? And then I'm going to go up and then down, around. I think I've got it. There we go. It's a little bit more complicated when you have 3 holes, top and bottom. So I'm just going to, I've got it right. Yep, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to chop this off, and then I'm going to tie a knot. Yes, definitely, Gwendolyn. Get in touch with Craft Stash. So I now have a knot. I'm happy with that. So we have elastic on there, and this is pretty much how to make a hard-backed traveller's notebook. So I'm just going to make sure my knot is nice and tight, and then I'm going to choppy chop. So yes, so parcels in Chicago. I did hear that there's something with like customs or some sort of problems with some parcels in the US being held that Craft Stash have sent. I don't know whether that's resolved itself or not. Okay, so we now have these 2 here, so now we can put our albums in. So I've cut out a couple of bits of paper, so make sure you get it the right way around first. There we go. So find your middle. Does it say how many bits of paper are in here? I think I have the packaging somewhere. I'll find it later. So we'll slide this one into this section. There we go. How easy is that? How easy is that? And then you have pocket pages. And I am getting into this sort of thing as well, so I do have a few more ideas up my sleeve. So there we have. So I've left all of this room here in the middle and there, because when you start to fill them out, as you can see, it grows fatter, you know, like Helen eating chocolate. There we go. This is before lockdown. This is after lockdown, or during. Okay. So that, I really like the feel of that. So now we can decorate the front and pop in some of the papers now. So I'm just grabbing a few bits that I've kind of pushed over to the edge. These are the papers. It's called A Countryside Story. Now these are the 8x8s. So I have a few of these cut out already. So you get, they are single-sided. You get 40 sheets, and I think you get 8 designs. I really like that. I absolutely love these colours. yes, definitely get back in touch with Craft Stash, and hopefully they'll be able to track it better. Okay, so here is your choice of what you can do now. You literally can do whatever you want with these. You can pop a 6x4 photo in there. Do I have one? I did print some off. I still have to edit my new printer video, but I'm wondering whether I should do a voiceover to make it a little bit shorter. So I have a brand new microphone that I've not tested out yet. Here it is. It's my new condenser microphone. So I'm going to try and do a few voiceovers, and if I don't like that mic, I'll just send it back. Maybe try a different one. So that's how I will be moving forward. So I'm thinking that would be quite nice. So you can put photos in here, journaling cards. The Project Life cards should fit in here too, and possibly the Simple Stories style too if they're 6x4. There we go. So just keep popping these in and put some photos, and you have a really nice, really quick album to go. So let's decorate the front of the cover now. So I think I might grab some more of that blue. I am going to have to stock up on that blue, so I'm running out. So I'm only going to decorate possibly the front cover. So let's get that measured up. So we need our papers to measure 6.5 by 4 7/8. And a half by 4 7/8. I'll keep that out because I need to do my next piece of paper. Let's see what they have. I like that. I'm going to have a quick test. I have some wooden letters here, words, sentiments. I kind of like this one here. I might have hello or smile. I've linked these down below as well. These are only $1.99, so they're not too expensive. I like smile, I like hello, I like happy as well. I'll keep all of these out and I'll test them. Pop these. These are quite long. These are quite long, so they'll be good for scrapbook pages. Okay, so I like the hello. Hello. I always like a good hello. That's nice. Did I miss one? Always audition your bits and bobs first. Okay. I love the word hello. It's just a nice word. Hello, hello. Okay, so that blends in a bit too much. Ooh, okay. Let's grab this. Maybe I should grab a pink. Let's just change our minds. I have a pink here. Here we go. This one is also from Craft Stash because that's where I shop. This is Craft UK Limited, and it is just pink. Nice and basic and easy and simple. Just pink. I'm going to do a double border here. So I have the blue, then I will have the pink, and then I will have the patterned paper. So let's see, do I remember what I measured? Let's see. I don't. The numbers have gone. Okay, so we need to cut that at 4 5/8. I'm going to do this as I go. 4 5/8 by, I'm doing it a quarter, 4 5/8, that's right. Yeah, I'm doing it a quarter smaller, so 6 1/4. Oh, I need to keep that out. I'm getting carried away. And then I'm going to do it another stage smaller, another 1/4 of an inch. So where are we at? 6 1/4, that makes it 6. 6 is round about here on this trimmer. And then I need to measure. It's 4 5/8, wasn't it? Yeah, 4 5/8, so it's 4 3/8. 1 2 3. This also does the 1/16 of an inch as well, so just got to bear that in mind. Okay, that's much nicer. There we go. That's lovely and country style. So shall we put the hello? Oh, that would make a lovely card. We have happy. I think I might stick with happy because that's more smile. That looks nice. I'm going to do smile. That's more album related, I'd say. Okay, right. Let's get these glued down. Funnily enough, I have a good connection tonight. I know last week and the week before I had a little bit of buffering. Hi Debbie, I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Pop this down. That would make a really nice card actually, and then I'm going to pop that on the front. So this is perfect coffee table sized as well, and all of your inside pages are protected because they're all going to be in little protectors, which is another good thing. Make sure I have this the right way round. I do. I always try not to put things on upside down. It's always good to check. That's alright Debbie, you can watch on catch up if you need to. Okay, so that will look nice there. So now I'm thinking I'm going to add some flowers now, and I'm going to make my flowers from some of the patterned papers. So I've got my glue gun ready this time, it is on. So let's get die cutting. I just need to move a few things out of the way because I'm built up like a city round here. All my projects. It's been a very, very busy week, so I'm doing my my latest collection, so that will be out in a few months time. Almost finished it now, but it's been a tiring week. Just choosing my papers. I'm going to go for this one, and yes, I'll go for that one too. Okay. And the die set is my all-time favourite one. It is one of mine, and this is Flowers and Leaves die set. I love this. This is my go-to if I want rolled flowers. I love rolled flowers, so I'll leave that one in there. These are my two favourites. So I'm just going to roughly cut these out and try not to cut my microphone wire. So I'm going to be using or making rolled flowers using pattern paper, which I don't think I have actually done before. So I'm going to see how this looks. So run those through. Yes, I love these papers. This is definitely my favourite colour combination. So these pop out. I think Jeanette did rolled flowers today as well. She made hers from vellum. So if you want to watch Jeanette, she's Jeanette Lane. That's her YouTube channel. I'm going to turn this over. This is squishy. I can press that down, which means I need to turn that over, and then I can start die cutting again. So I'm going to do another small one from this one here. Then I have some leaf dies. These two are my favourites. That one and that one. So let me choose a green. I have a really bright green here, but I just think it's way too bright. It's kind of like bogeyman green. Did anyone used to read the book Fungus the Bogeyman? There was a TV series as well, but there's kind of like a fungus bogeyman green going there. There is green in here. I just don't think that's going to go. That's way too bright. Let's choose something a little bit more muted. Oh, here we are. How about, yes, that's lovely. This is from Stampin' Up. This is Mint Macaroon, or Macaron. I remember when this came out, when it did. I think it was one of the in colours. There was a huge debate on how you pronounced macaroon. How do you pronounce it? Some people say macaroon and some people say macaron. I've always done macaroon, so we're going to be macarooning tonight. Just going to cut a strip, so that's going to fit. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing all of my die cutting at the same time instead of going backwards and forth. I have no idea what that noise is. I think there's somebody outside in the back garden making a bit of noise. Okay, I might need some more leaves, but we are going to just start off. I've made such a mess. So Lou, is it this you're saying, a great colour green, or the bogeyman green? Mint macaron, it's my favourite colour. It's actually, look, it blends in really well with the Sizzix colour too. Let's move these across. Right, so as I said before, there's no digging under the table this week. I have my glue gun prepared, so I'm happy about that. I did cut 3. I only have, no, I have 3. I have 3. Okay, right, so if you've never done a rolled flower before, I'm sure there's going to be the odd person that hasn't. This is how you do it. If I can find my pokey tool. No, pencil won't do. I've lost my pokey tool now. Okay, I'm going to have a good tidy up after this. It's rolled. I found the end. Okay, we'll just start off with the pencil, but a pokey tool would be perfect for this. I'll use a ballpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently roll these outwards. You can bend them, or you can kind of roll them. I should probably sit down again. Oh yes, it is a main colour now, yes, because it was really popular Yes, loose mint macaroon. Yeah, it's not that bogeyman green. Okay, so now I have kind of the petals kind of folded outwards. I'm now going to fold these. I'm going to have to do this the other way round. Oh, maybe that's a lesson learned for me, because I've not done patterned paper before. You have to do the opposite. So you have to have the patterned paper facing down, and then you curl these the other way. It's fine, because we've put the curls in. Now they can just bend the other way. That's fine. So what has everyone got planned for after this live stream? Are you going to stay on YouTube? Okay, so now I'm going to take this, and this is going to help me start off the rolling. This does feel weird because I have the pattern paper on the other side, but it needs to be on the other side, so it's on the outwards. Oh, I have done it wrong again. I was right the first time. You can tell I haven't rehearsed this. Right, we're going to go around the other way. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I do make myself laugh sometimes. I can't see the hills for the trees. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling this up. Working my way to the centre, and this does look like a mess, but it will all work its way out in the end. So then I'm going to let go. That's going to unfold and uncurl. So I can just kind of just help it along slightly. And then I have my rose there. This isn't the best rose I've done. I think it's because I faffed around too much. I'm gonna add my hot glue there in the centre, and then press that down. And then again, what I'm going to do is just fold these out. So let's do that again properly this time. This is a different shaped one, so these two are together. So they have different shaped petals. These have the more pointy one. I'm going to point these out, and I'm not going to mess around with my orientation this time and get myself confused. So yeah, Kim's just going to make this album. Hopefully you'll be able to find those albums. They're very inexpensive, and if you can't find the albums, you can always use a notebook, so size it to your notebook. Okay, so I folded those all out. I'm just going to quickly use this to help me again, just to get that started. So yes, Grandella's going to have a go as well. So I'd love to see these albums that you make, actually. So you can find me on social media under Helen Griffin UK. Okay, I'm just going to uncurl that. Go. I think these look really pretty with the patterned paper. It really gives it a different sort of edge. So this little circle there, that's where I'm going to add the glue. Hot glue. Hot glue definitely recommended for rolled flowers because it dries really fast. So I have my 2 flowers here. I do have some pre-made. Let's grab some of those out. Have some greys here. Would that go with our colour scheme? I have some white ones too. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. It's time to decorate now. So where did I put the album? Oh, here it is. Okay. I do have one more to put together, but I might make up for that with some of the grey ones. I think grey goes really well, but it would look really good, I think, with a pink one that matches that card. I did have some, but I used it on a different project. Yes, Wendy, that's a really good idea. Use tweezers. Okay, so I'm gonna have my smile. I'm just gonna pop something in there just to get this level. It does kind of slope because it's not full. I'd like it round about here. We could try in different places, and then I'm going to have some flowers here, maybe one there. This is where it's fun to just play. I'm thinking maybe I'll just put that in the corner at the top there. Here we go, and I'll have one here. I might just cut another leaf just for that section. So let's get that glued down. I'm happy to commit to that now. I'm completely non-committal right up until I'm fully happy. Oh, Debbie was saying she was dreaming about making the terrarium this afternoon. Which one was it? Was it the geometric one? I have it here actually. Was it this one? Or was it the big one? Okay. There is, oh Debbie, there is actually 10, you may have seen it already, but there is actually 10% off. Let me just grabbly, that's not even a word. Let me just grab up the picture. There we go, so there's 10% off at the moment, so that ends midnight tonight, BST. So I'm going to cut myself one more leaf. I'm thinking it's going to be a long one, a long leaf. I put my scissors away. I'm looking for them, but I put them away. Ah, so she made the large one, the big one, made it into a greenhouse. I need to make some more of those, but they do take a little bit of time. What I want to do is make an absolute giant sized one. If you have no idea what we're talking about, I do have a couple of videos on my channel of what we are talking about, so if you want to go and have a nosy, go and have a nosy. There we go, nice and pretty. Let's get this glued down. I think I left my glue off. I have here some of the wire that I used for the flowers. It's pretty handy actually for unclogging the glue. go. These roses are so pretty. And then we just need to glue this down, so I am going to use a little bit of hot glue for this. And I'll have to get rid of all the strings later. Pop you down. And I may just build this up. This is kind of where I'm happy now to stop, because I can carry on decorating and then I might not like it, so I like to have a fresh mind and come back to carry on decorating and have some more leaves that possibly may even overlap some of the edges of this word here. Turn that off. Right, so that is today's project. I will probably carry on decorating that. So I'm now at the stage where I would like to add my photographs, and I can add pockets here and more photos there, and I will definitely decorate the front of those like I have done. Add some paper to the front of the album and the back there. Cara, there's absolutely plenty of paper in this paper pack here for me to carry on and add some photos. This will be lovely here. Let's oh, I have the perfect photo. I have the perfect photo. Here we go. That's me on my wedding day. Do you know what I was looking at? I was looking at the dandruff on my dad's shoulder. I remember that picture being taken, and I remember what I was doing at that precise moment. So that would look nice there. That would also look nice there. I would mount that onto possibly a white background just to create a border. Thank you, Sharon. It's a lovely day. 9 years ago. 9 years ago in May. That could look, that would also look good there. So Louis asking, how did you add the pockets to the leaves? Oh, I don't, oh, this photo keeps falling. I don't get the question. How did I add the pocket to the leaves? Are you talking about the whole pocket? This whole thing? Ah, oh, thank you, Lou. Ah, I don't actually have a word, Grandella, for the inserts. What does the packaging say? It says slip sleeve photo album. A few options did come up. There were few and far between when I typed it into Amazon. I typed in 6x4 photo album. So these are the kind of things that kind of you'd find in like the dollar store, pound shop sort of place, because they are quite, you know, cheap. They're the kind of like the cheapy photo albums that you'd buy, so the big expensive ones. So these are only £1 for 2. So Lou's saying the other album, this one here, these ones, these pockets with the diagonal thingy bobs, that took me, that hurt my head doing that, but I persevered. I persevered because it was my favourite papers. But at the front inside cover there's pockets you made. Yes, I think she means that one. Yes. So these are angled. So it's basically 3 sections, and the last section was trimmed and then folded and glued with a tab on the end so that you could use the whole pocket. It's not all glued down, so slip in. So, but that did hurt my brain. I remember that when I made this. I made this about 4 years ago. So I will see if I can recreate something, but that would be really cool. This is what I would like a die made for, this sort of pocket. So it's a card with a pocket here. Maybe I need to do a die. Maybe I do. And then people won't be hurting their brains trying to work it out, because what hurts your brain really is sizing the mat to fit the angled pocket. Making the pocket the angled pocket is quite easy, but cutting the mat down to be the right size with the border around there, yeah, it hurt my brain. So having a die to do that would be really, really good. Grandad, I don't have a tutorial. I can see if I can try. But it'll be a lot easier if we had a die for it. Yeah, I will see, because it's I've progressed 4 years. I might find it easier this time. So, and these do slot on really nicely. So you could probably take this out, and you can use it in here. Obviously the papers don't match, but just as an example, you find the middle, and then you can just pop that in here as well. So you can add more things to the center there. I know these fell out, but pop that in there. There we go. That looks really pretty, and they'll fit inside there. And you can add, I only have two elastic strips in there, but in this album I have the three holes. So yes, Grandella, it's really, really easy, because this is a 6x4 album. It just takes 6x4 papers. So I have some more already cut out under my massive pile of stuff. Unusual shaped pocket dies. That's actually quite a nice title, because pocket dies, and then with the mats for the unusually shaped pocket dies, just really sets it off nicely. That will go there. So yeah, Craft Zip she loves using the Simply Made craft dies. Thank you. Currently working on Christmas, and you're all gonna love it. You really are. We are all really super excited about the Christmas collection. Super duper excited. We're all in for a treat. I really can't wait to show you. Okay, so I can probably spend the rest of the evening cutting and filling up all of these. So I may even do full-sized 4x6s. I'm sure I have some photographs that I showed you last week tucked away somewhere. I'm sure I do. I did print off this, but this one resonated with me. I'm a January girl. This was on one of the Facebook things. The soul of a witch, fire of a lioness, the heart of a hippie, the mouth of a sailor. Because I behave myself when I'm online. But definitely I do have the mouth of a sailor. You just don't get to see it or hear it. So this is a 6x4 photograph. And that will fit in just there. There we go. So sorry to disappoint you if you don't like mouths of sailors. There we go. So I'm going to pop that aside. I'll probably pin that up somewhere. I want the t-shirt actually, but I'm happy with just the tiny little mini poster. So that is today's project. So I hope you'll be able to find these sorts of albums. Where did the other two go? Here they are. These are the other two. Sharon's laughing. Comes in handy. So these are the other two as well. These are also from Asda, but I bought these before they brought out the silver ones. They might have different ones now. So there's loads of different options available. Luzo, really, Helen, you are so sweet. I can't see that. Yeah, when I'm annoyed, I'm like Phoebe when she was playing the Pac-Man thing. Yeah, eek. Probably not my finest moments, but yeah, I can let it rip sometimes. Just reading your comments again. So okay, so what has everyone else got planned for the rest of the day? I'm currently working on my family tree at the moment. I'm back to 1756, so it's getting very tricky because there are no census things and you have to kind of hunt out parish records. So I've got quite far back, so I'll be carrying on with my family tree today. So yeah, it's really interesting finding out all my relatives and things. I'm named after my I think it's great aunt. She was called Helen, and she was headmistress at a school in Windsor. It had a royal name to it, but I don't think it was like proper royal, but it had royal something Windsor in the name. So I was named after her. So I managed to find her parish records for her birth and all the italic, the handwriting and everything. It's just like, wow. It's like, you know, my mind was poof, really interesting. So I've printed that out. I might, you know, see if I can find out a bit more information on her. So that was a lot of fun. So, Craft Tips, I'm having problems with the exploding box die. Can you show me the dies, please? Ooh, okay. Let's grab those down. Was it these ones? I know there's probably around about 30 seconds delay for that, so yes, Wendy, definitely put on the pointed hat and show them who they're dealing with. So I'm hoping Craft Tip channel is going to reply. I still have some Haagen-Dazs left. Not Haagen-Dazs, no, not Haagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's cookie dough. I've run out of the chocolate brownie. I ate that one first, so just the cookie dough left. It's actually quite nice. Oh, the small exploding box dies. Are those the ones with the bouncing parcels? With the little gift boxes that bounce out. I do like this one too. I'd like to bring out another variation or another size of this one. Yes. Okay, so what's the problem? Let me see if I can fish it out. I do have everything. Oh, wow, it's the first one I picked. Here we go. Is it an elastic band problem? Can't remember. I think I do have a tutorial on that one. Oh, ice cream and strawberries, that sounds nice. Kind of like healthy and ice creamy. Some water. This is a Nutella glass. Ah, Linda doesn't know where to start. Just start with your favourite one. That's where I start. Start with my favourite one. Okay, so it's Craft Sip saying yes it is. I think she's saying yes it is too. Is it an elastic band problem? So I'm guessing that there could be two problems here. Either you can't find the right sized elastic bands, or they're not bouncing when you open it up. Because elastic bands they have, let me use this elastic here. Right, actually I'll use an actual elastic band. There we go. I use these. These are from Amazon, and I have got them linked in one of the tutorials, I know that. I use these teeny weeny ones here for this, and because they're elastic, when they're out and stretched and they stay that way, they lose their elasticity over a period of time, and so then if they're stored flat and stretched out inside the box, they're not going to have that elasticity to kind of bounce out. I wish I had some that I could show you. They're packed away in storage. So the best thing that I would say for this is to only load them before you give them to the person. So make sure that they're not loaded up for a long period of time. So it's definitely one of those give them in person sort of things, and that's the same for any sort of exploding presents, because you know you can make these by hand. There's loads of tutorials and things available, so that will be the same for any elastic band. It's the nature of the bands. Yes, it needs to be super tight. That's why I kind of went for the little small ones, especially with these boxes. They're only like 2 inches, I think, a 2-inch cube. Yeah, they're it's a 2-inch cube, so they're smaller than like the normal standard ones that you see around. So she doesn't understand the instructions. I have special needs and I am a male crafter. Okay, so I do have a tutorial on my channel. After let me see if I can actually add it while I'm chatting. I can probably add the link to this. It's a video tutorial, so let me see if I can find it. If not, I think Craft Stash may have one. Just looking. Here we go, I found it. It's gift card and jumping box die set, and I'm just going to quickly grab the link. Copy, and I'm going to add it to the description box down below, so it won't appear while you're all watching, so it will appear if you refresh it after the video, after I've gone off live, and it will be there. Isn't technology great that you can just do these things straight away? So I just need to move my hand now so I can type. Okay, so that's going to be there after the live is finished, so that's all done now. So yes, definitely tutorials can be paused as well, so I'm hoping you get on with that tutorial, and if you have any more problems just let me know. If you're on Facebook, you can contact me on my Facebook page, Helen Griffin UK. So I'll just carry on reading all of the comments there. Oh, how many dies in this one? it's 11. The packaging is a little bit misleading because it's small, but it fits everything in. So this is the biggest die. This is back in stock, literally just back in stock. We have a hard time keeping this in stock because it keeps selling out. Oops, I'm knocking stuff over. I'm looking for something. And this is what it looks like. I have a massive box behind me with all of my samples in. So this is the box, and it unfolds just like that. And you can fit Ferrero Rochers in there and treats and things. I absolutely love this box. This sold out on the first day that it was released. And it all just folds up like that. And then the lid goes on. So this is one of my first boxes that I designed. Yep, so you can find me on Facebook if you do have troubles with that. The Additions die is good. Yes, Debbie, I love the Additions die. That was last week. So if you wanted to catch up with that last week, let's find the project. I still haven't finished it, but this is the project made last week using the exploding box, and that opens just like that. So if you want to know how to make this one, that will be last week's live, and that will be on my YouTube channel as well. And there is a playlist for all my lives, so you don't have to go hunting. Let's get this put together. So that's all right. I'm here to answer questions as well, because there's no point in releasing all of these die sets and then just abandoning you all. It's like, it's all right, you can all work it out yourselves. So no, I'm not like that. I'm always happy to help. Pop everything back in. This is the boring part of crafting, is all the tidying. Oh, I hate tidying. I have made a big mess. So I do craft in my bedroom, so if I actually want to go to sleep tonight, I'm going to have to tidy. Okay, so I'm going to be calling it a night now because it's now 10 o'clock and we've had an hour and a half. That's quite a while. So, yes, Sharon, hopefully they do arrive this week. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I hope you all have a great evening. And I'm going to carry on doing my family tree and eat some ice cream, I think. So I hope you all have a brilliant week, and I will see you again next Saturday for another live. So I've got to start thinking about what we're going to be making next week. So I will see you all then. Bye for now.